Blog Talk Radio. This is the EWN Radio Network. Welcome to Thriving Entrepreneur with your host, Steve Kidd, third-generation minister and business coach. Join Steve and his guests to get answers to your questions and help break through to the next level in your business.
Hi, this is Steve. Welcome to Thriving Entrepreneur. Are you excited to be here again today? I don't know why it is, but no matter how tired I am, I wake up in the mornings and, whatever's going on, and then the show comes on and I just get energized. I was telling somebody the other day, this show is like my guilty pleasure, and that's all because of you guys. I love bringing the guests to you and hearing your comments and your feedback. It is just so exciting for me every week to be here on the show bringing insightful and helpful information to you. So thank you for listening, and stay tuned because we've got some new and exciting things that are going to be happening over the course of this month that are going to bring you even more information and some really exciting guests. So I'm excited to be able to share that with you when the time is right. Just a little tease there. So let's jump right into it today. We want to talk about living a life that is fulfilled, living it right now. And a lot of you in the situations that you're in, you give, but you don't do things for yourself. And so you end up in a really bad place. Now let's think about this for a minute. Have you ever seen a little child wake up? And do you know what it's like? They get up, they bound out of bed, and they're just filled. Their little brains, you can just see them running. It doesn't matter how good their verbal skills are. They are full of energy. You've heard the phrase, you have to get up really early in the morning to keep up with that one. That's what little kids do naturally. And yet for us, as we go on living our life, we work. Some of you I know out there are coaches, and you're pouring your brilliance into people, and you find out that your days of feeling full, complete, and really good inside seem to be behind you. You feel like you're living a life of emptiness, a life where there doesn't really seem to be a promise of a better tomorrow. Well, today what we want to do is we want to help you thrive in your life and in your business. We want to help you explode joy into your life and get the fulfillment back into your life. To help me with this, I'm joined by specialty author, life coach, and a business coach, April Adams. And together we're going to help you release that child within you to be excited, full of wonder, and have a sense of divine purpose in every minute of every day. So join me in welcoming April Adams. Hi, April.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being here with me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We've been working on getting you on the show here for about 6 months now. So I've, over the course of time, gotten a chance to know you a little bit. But for people who are unfamiliar with your work, tell us just a little bit about what got you to this point here in your life.
So I really was in a place of struggle myself, and I think a lot of us, in order to get where we're supposed to be, we kind of get catalyzed by some kind of trauma or that dark night of the soul, so to speak. And for me, it was an issue with having love addiction. And so that was my huge focus for quite some time when I first started on my own healing journey, and also when I first started working with people, was to help them and help myself to find fulfillment and peace inside myself without necessarily needing another person to behave a certain way or do certain things or have my relationship look a certain way. And in the course of doing that, I read all the masters, I took Reiki classes, I did a lot of introspection and self-healing and self-work. And as I began doing that, clients were also drawn to me who were going through similar things. So what I do now is I do coaching, healing work, intuitive work, I teach meditation. I do a level of hypnosis, although it's a little bit more teaching people how to do self-hypnosis as opposed to me doing it for them. But essentially, it's all about creating a huge level of fulfillment for people, regardless of what aspect of life you're feeling held back in. And I wrote a book about it called Essence, Ending Emptiness, Finding Fulfillment. And essentially, the book just takes you through everything that I used to fix myself, and it walks you through, step by step, anything that you might be lacking that is holding you back in any way. So it's part mental mind shift to create more happiness and joy in your life. It's part healing modality, both for yourself and for others, and it's also part empowerment and spiritual awakening. So it's a combination of a lot of different things, and that's how I work with people, is on all of those levels. So that's basically me in a nutshell.
Great. Well, the thing about it is that living our best version of ourselves is probably, if not the most important, I think it probably is the most important, but if it isn't, it's definitely in the top 5, should be in the top 5 of everybody's list, is to live your best life ever, to live a life that's filled with passion. And yet I know you said you work a lot with coaches too, and one of the things that I know in our business we've found to be so true is so many people don't know what their passion is. Do you find that in your work a lot too?
Yeah, I do. And it's part surprising and part not surprising at all. I think that in our culture, at a very young age, we get trained that we're supposed to go and do something safe for a living, something with benefits, something, we get kind of taught that a lot of us will want to be a dancer or a singer, an artist, a healer, and our parents immediately are like, nope, you need to go be a psychiatrist, or you need to go work in a cubicle, or you need something with benefits and something safe. But what I figured out is that there is no such thing as safe anymore. I mean, my uncle, for instance, worked for the city of Detroit as an EMT for his entire career. And he retired, and now they're asking him for the money back that they have paid him for his retirement because the city's gone bankrupt. My father worked for a state for a long time, and they also are, beginning to taper back on what he was promised. So, we live our lives kind of striving for that security, that safety. But if you are not living your purpose, and you're not living your joy, and you're not doing the thing you came here to do, you're robbing yourself of something. And for what? The possible promise of security? It just it doesn't make sense anymore. I think that's part of the old paradigm, and it's really sad to see, how much, especially past generations. I think younger people now are kind of waking up to this and recognizing that they need to do what they feel they came here to do. But previous to, the 20-year-olds and younger, I think we were really, really strongly programmed to do what our parents expected of us, or to do what culture expected of us, or to do what was safe. And that's not the way to live a fulfilled and happy life. It's not a way to help mankind. Just go and punch a time card.
And the funny thing about it is, I was talking about little children. No little kid, every once in a while they do, they want to be just like their dad. But most of the time when little kids, you ask them what they want to be, they don't say, what I really would like to be is a burger flipper at McDonald's. Well, maybe a burger flipper at McDonald's because McDonald's is cool. But, when you're 2, McDonald's is just the greatest. But,
right.
they even in that, they're thinking of how awesome it would be, because in their brain they think what that means is that they get to eat McDonald's 3 times a day. And
right.
we don't follow our passion because we've been, I like that word you said, programmed to believe that you graduate from high school, you go to college, you get a good, safe job, you work there for 30 years, you retire and get your gold watch, and, and then what? You buy a motorhome and you travel around the country with your wife, and, that's the American dream,
Yeah.
But I don't think we really take the time to instill into children, and especially not young adults, what it even means to find their passion, but then, of course, to follow their passion. So give us a little hint. What can a person do to know what their passion is?
So part of it is kind of letting go of others' expectations, first of all. Because I think a lot of people have resistance to even thinking about the outlandish things that they used to love because they think, oh, my husband won't like that, my parents won't like that. So, there's a piece there to just kind of keep on the back of your mind there. But really it's about looking at what did you want to be when you were a child? What are you really good at? What excites you? It's not as though you need to, if, let's say, intuition and psychic abilities really excite you and you have some level of psychic ability, that doesn't mean you need to quit your day job and go be a full-time psychic. But you can start to really, meet up with other people who also have those skills and abilities and kind of build your abilities, or maybe get on a psychic phone line, or, do something so that you are exploring and enjoying that gift and using it to help others and to help yourself. And, that's just one example of what you can do, but essentially it's finding that thing that excites you, finding something that, you may have felt drawn to at a very young age, and allowing that to begin to find its way into your life on a regular basis. And it may or may not ever develop into something you do for a living. But as long as it's part of your life, it creates a level of fulfillment for you and a level of fullness. And if it truly is your purpose, chances are that, either you will find a way to eventually make it your life's work, or you'll be given an opportunity to do that you may have never expected. But when we're stuck in the old paradigm and trying to play it safe, that's where we tend to miss out on that. And I think a lot of us get lost in, like you said, the American dream. We think we're supposed to have the house, the car, the husband, the kids, all that stuff. And, you get to that place where you have all that, and you're sitting there going, oh, what's next? And it's not fulfilling. You've gotten all the things people told you were supposed to get, and you still feel empty.
So the question really becomes, what is that thing that excites you? Not the kind of things that get you up in the middle of the night because you're stressed, but the kind of things that, it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and you're thinking about it or doing it, and you're so excited that you don't even think about sleep. You can find yourself going with almost no sleep at night because you are so excited. That could be a key to what your passion is. Another good one is really, what is the thing that you're constantly talking about that you can go on and you don't even care? I mean, you get to the place where you know that the people in the room don't want to hear you say it again, and you still say it because you just really have that belief inside of you that this thing is important, and you just got to share it with everybody. So during this commercial break, I'm going to encourage everybody to give themselves permission to think about that thing that you tell yourself, oh, I got to forget about that because I got to get work done here now. Just really dive deep into the thoughts of that, and we will be right back.
Are you an entrepreneur, coach, or consultant who is tired of constantly searching for the next client? Are you ready to get your expertise out of your head, into the world, and packaged into a profitable online course that delivers a steady stream of your perfect ideal clients to your door and a steady, predictable source of revenue? Hi, this is Janine Blackwell, creator of Create Six-Figure Courses Virtual Bootcamp, and I've created my own seven-figure courses, and I've walked hundreds of experts like you through the step-by-step of creating and launching a profitable online course. I'd like to invite you to a free online training I'm hosting for you called The 7 Steps to Creating and Launching Your Profitable Online Course. I'm going to show you exactly how to create your course, market your course, and automate delivery of it so you can get your course up and running fast and have it work for you 24/7. You can grab your spot for this free training at www.createmyonlinecourse.com. So join me at www.createmyonlinecourse.com.
Are you ready to be a celebrity expert in your field? Are you your own best-kept secret? Do you have talents you want to share with the world? Are you ready to be seen as an authority? Do you have a message you need to share with the world? You know to your core you can help people if you could just reach them. Kathy and I want to help you share your unique brilliance with the world. Are you ready for this? How would you like to be recognized on top media outlets? What would becoming an Amazon bestseller do for your business? How many people could you inspire? And it doesn't take a lifetime. It doesn't take years. It doesn't take months. In fact, in just 60 minutes, you will become a celebrity expert in your field. In 30 days, you will be a best-selling author, and you will be seen on NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, Fox, and the Wall Street Journal. How does this work? Well, you'll be interviewed on our show, Thriving Entrepreneur, which will then be broadcast on Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, Stitcher, and many others, as well as promoted to a network that has a database of over 500,000 people. Your expert interview will be published in your very own book, which is guaranteed to hit best-selling author status on Amazon. Your name and the book title will appear in major media outlets, including ABC, NBC, Fox, CNN. We can guarantee that. Plus, as a bonus, you'll get a custom social media package to promote your book and an MP3 of your interview with 5 key tips on how you can repurpose the content for marketing and sales. Don't be the best-kept secret. Get ready to play an A game and be the authority in your field. Go to WeHelpYouThrive.com and click on the authority package to get yours today.
Welcome back to Thriving Entrepreneur.
Hi, this is Steve. I'm here with April Adams, and we are talking about how you can live a fulfilled life right here, right now, today. Don't need to wait for it. You can start living it right now. We talked about just before the break, living and being and finding your full passion. And I hope over the course of the commercial break, not that I hope you didn't listen to the commercials because those are important too, but that over the course of the commercial break, you allowed yourself to dive deeply into that thing that you just love thinking about and doing. Now we're going to talk to some of you who feel stuck, who during the commercial break you sat there going, I just wish that there was something happy I could think about right now. We've all been there. I've talked very openly on the show about the struggles that I've had and the times that I've lived beyond an unfulfilled life, down to what I call being a zombie and really being dead inside and just not being smart enough to lay down and have them throw the dirt over me, you know? So maybe you feel that way too. Maybe you feel stuck today. So April, help us out. There are some people out there that feel stuck today. What could they do to help them begin to get out of the cycle of an unfulfilled lifestyle and being stuck?
Sure. So, we can feel unfulfilled in just about any aspect of life. So, it could be jobs, relationship, your family. And there's a couple things that you really want to examine. First of all, what caliber of people are you interacting with? Because while our own fulfillment depends on us and our actions, we really can't do this in a vacuum. Especially right now, everything is about collaboration. It's about finding those people who are where you want to be and connecting with them, as opposed to continuing to connect with people who have the old lack mindset and blockages that you have dealt with in the past. So you really want to make sure that you're connecting with people who are either on their way up or are already there where you want to be. That is huge, and that's regardless whether you're looking at professional life, romantic life, whatever. You want to connect with the people who have the success mindset as opposed to the lack mindset. And the other piece, too, is what kind of expectations are you holding on to? So, we all have certain things that we're expecting to look or turn out a certain way. For instance, because my journey into healing began because I was a love addict and expected my romantic relationships and everything to look a certain way, that was a huge piece of my healing, was healing my expectations and letting go of expecting external things to be a certain way in order for me to allow myself to be happy. But I began marketing to people who were unfulfilled emotionally or love addicts and things like that. And as I began to really get into marketing that and started getting consultations and things like that, I noticed that the people who were saying yes to me were my fellow coaches and healers, not the people who were love addicts and unfulfilled people. And so I had to let go of those expectations of this is who I have to work with and recognize that, the people who had already been my clientele and the people who were signing on to now be my clientele were completely different than what I had originally intended or expected. And had I continued pushing in that direction and saying, no, this is my demographic, this is who I work with, it would have blocked me from this new demographic or, my core demographic, who always has been my demographic and apparently will be for quite some time. The moment that I recognized who that demographic was and began to flow with that, people just started coming to me left and right with that, just out of the blue. Before I even started promoting it, I began to attract those people to me. So that was an incredible turnaround, and that's a huge piece of being able to live your purpose and find fulfillment in your life, is to be able to go with the flow and to let go of your expectations and your original vision about how things had to be. So, there's another piece, too, I would say, that you have to be able to create your own happiness and fulfillment by taking care of yourself and following your heart, not expecting anyone else to behave a certain way in order to make you happy, or expecting a job to fulfill you or, look the way that you wanted it to. And just continuing to explore the things that excite you. And it's okay, if you're not doing them for a living yet. That's, it's just all about really diving into that.
You said some really important. Yeah, you said some really important things in that. The first thing you said is, who are you hanging out with? To quote the old phrase, birds of a feather flock together. Or one of my favorite ones, it's hard to fly with eagles when you work with turkeys.
Yes, right.
You need to surround yourself with, with good people, with people that are promoting and encouraging you to live your best, and not people who are who are saying to you how awful you are. I actually saw a movie the other day, and the lady was saying in it that her mom used to put in her lunchbox, "Give up on your dreams. You'll never succeed."
That sounds familiar. I think I might have seen that too. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's and I think the other part too is that you don't want to hang out with people who talk about how horrible life is and focus on, constantly perpetuating the negative. You want people who are ready to always take things to the next level.
Absolutely. And then you want to, give yourself permission to do what what brings you joy, what drives you forward. I think a lot of times we skip that element of things. You were talking about in the last segment about all the have-tos and stuff, and I think the biggest thing that gets us stuck in a rut is that doing things because we're supposed to do it rather than because we really feel the passion for it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And that holds us back in so many ways to just be kind of moving through life. And you mentioned earlier, like being a zombie. That's kind of how it feels when you're just going through the motions and doing what you're told to do or what you think you're supposed to do. And we're born with this great system that shows us and guides us who we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to do, and then we get told by everyone else who we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to do, and it overrides that, because as children we don't have the sovereignty to say, no, I don't like that person, I don't need to hug them or interact with them. No, I don't like this place, this doesn't make me feel comfortable. We get taught You have to make everyone else comfortable. You have to make everyone else happy. And so, we get to a place in our adulthood where that's the place we're behaving from. We're trying to always make everyone else happy. We're trying to make everyone else comfortable and like us. And it's so harmful to live from that place. And such a beautiful journey to get back to staying with who you are, what you love, and living from a place of, I'm going to do this because I love doing this. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to allow myself to feel good without that having to be about anybody else. It's incredible when it begins to happen.
Yeah, Jessica Butts was talking to us way back in episode 2 about what she calls living in your front seat. And that's being aware enough of who you are, what personality type you have, and so on, so that you are spending your time doing the things that you had said it even before, that you were created to do, that you were here on the planet. I tell you, and I'm going to keep telling the listeners because it's so important, you're here for a reason. You're here on purpose. There is no accidents in life. There is nobody that's here on the planet because we just needed one more warm body to keep the planet spinning. You are here for a very specific reason. I want you to believe that. I want you to embrace that. Maybe even take a minute or two here during the commercial and tell yourself, I'm special, I'm valuable, and I am here for a reason. You think about that, and we will be right back.
This is the EWN Radio Network. I'm looking for a certain kind of woman, and I think you know her. She's an entrepreneur that is highly connected, successful, significant in her own industry, and considered the go-to woman in her community. She's received so much from so many women in business, she's ready to give back to others on their journey, lifting as she climbs. Hi, this is Sandra Yancey, and I'm the founder and CEO of eWomen Network. I'm looking to connect with the woman I've just described who lives in your community so that we might have a conversation about how eWomen Network's proven success system can provide her a platform to elevate her success and ability to support women in business. Our international community of managing directors are influencing the speed of success for women in business around the world. If that sounds like something that you want to be part of or know someone we should talk with, send an email to managingdirector@ewomennetwork.com. That's managingdirector@ewomennetwork.com, and let's start the conversation.
Are you ready to be a celebrity expert in your field? Are you your own best-kept secret? Do you have talents you want to share with the world? Are you ready to be seen as an authority? Do you have a message you need to share with the world? You know to your core you can help people if you could just reach them. Kathy and I want to help you share your unique brilliance with the world. Are you ready for this? How would you like to be recognized on top media outlets? What would becoming an Amazon bestseller do for your business? How many people could you inspire? And it doesn't take a lifetime. It doesn't take years. It doesn't take months. In fact, in just 60 minutes, you will become a celebrity expert in your field. In 30 days, you will be a best-selling author, and you will be seen on NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, Fox, and the Wall Street Journal. How does this work? Well, you'll be interviewed on our show, Thriving Entrepreneur, which will then be broadcast on Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, Stitcher, and many others, as well as promoted to a network that has a database of over 500,000 people. Your expert interview will be published in your very own book, which is guaranteed to hit best-selling author status on Amazon. Your name and the book title will appear in major media outlets, including ABC, NBC, Fox, CNN. We can guarantee that. Plus, as a bonus, you'll get a custom social media package to promote your book and an MP3 of your interview with 5 key tips on how you can repurpose the content for marketing and sales. Don't be the best-kept secret. Get ready to play an A game and be the authority in your field. Go to WeHelpYouThrive.com and click on the authority package to get yours today.
Welcome back to Thriving Entrepreneur.
Hi, this is Steve Kidd. Thanks for listening. I'm here with April Adams, and we are talking to you about finding fulfillment. Finding it in your life right now. So hopefully over the last commercial break, you were kind of like the little engine that could, and you were saying to yourself, I think I can, I think I can. Believe in you. Sometimes you need to believe in you when nobody else does. Sometimes you're going to be surrounded by people who all are, pulling the wagon with you and really there for you. And other times, the person that you need to be your cheerleader is you. You've always got you in your life, and you can always look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself how awesome you are. So now, April, we want to talk about what the outcome could be if we don't live a life of passion and find our fulfillment. What's at risk in our lives if we don't live the best version of ourselves?
Well, really, there's so many things. I mean, everything's at risk. Essentially, if you are not living your passion and living your purpose, you're not living. You're you're surviving. Just like the title of your show, Thriving. Thriving is the point, and there's a huge difference between just living, surviving, going through the motions, and actually thriving at life. So, that's the number one thing that we're missing out on is that feeling of actually thriving in life and doing it, happiness, fulfillment, even our health, certainly our health is at risk the more we suppress who we really are, how we really feel, and what we really want. But the biggest thing is our purpose. We do all come here for a reason, and we all serve a very specific purpose. You do what you do. You help people get their message out there. Jessica Butts that you talked about earlier, she helps people recognize who they really are, what they're specifically good at, what they're specifically not good at, and how to move forward with that. I help people to boost their abilities. I help them to fill their own cup so that they're not giving from a place of emptiness and resentment. They're able to give from a very full place. And, we all come and serve our own purpose. And so if we don't follow through with that, if we ignore that little voice within us that tells us, well, we should be doing this, and this would be far more wonderful and rewarding, and we live from a place of fear of, I can't make enough money doing that, or, that doesn't come with benefits, we hold ourselves back. But not only do we pay the price for that, but so do the people that were supposed to work with us and learn from us. And I think a lot of us come with the mindset that it's selfish to do things for ourselves and selfish to make ourselves happy. But we are of so much more help to others when we are providing our own fulfillment and making ourselves happy, because we have way more to give others when we're coming from a full and fulfilled place, as opposed to an empty and seeking place.
And I know you said that especially lately your business has exploded in the realm of helping coaches. And I think that coaches, especially female entrepreneur coaches, find themselves really, really good at giving. That's what makes them such good coaches, is they care. They genuinely, often, not always, because there's some great guy coaches out there, but often the general thought is that a guy coach is going to be very specific. He's going to be very analytical about do this, do that, and then, you're going to have success. Whereas a female coach typically, not all of them again, but typically is going to, really talk to you about the emotional aspect of that, and about feeling good about it. And they do that. They give and they give and they give. And then they wake up one morning and they just hit the wall. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
I really like that you're working with them, because they really need permission to take care of themselves.
Absolutely. If you're going to be giving all the time, you have to receive. So, and we all say we're going to give to ourselves, and we're going to treat ourselves as well as we treat our clients and all of that, but it doesn't happen. We don't nurture ourselves the way that we nurture our clients. So unless we go to someone to do it for us, it just doesn't happen. So we have to kind of go out of our way to receive, and a lot of times there is a level of needing permission to do that. So, yeah, I know what you mean.
So take this right now as an outside source, since you probably are struggling with giving yourself permission. An outside source. This is April and I both telling you, you have permission today to do something nice for you. Actually yesterday I told Kathy, you know what you should do? You and your best friend should go to the beach. And they did. They spent the whole day at the ocean just kind of hanging out and checking out the beach. And even though it was a work day, they took the day off. And I'm glad they did. All of you that are listening, you need to find ways to take care of yourself. That's really okay.
I love that. That's awesome.
So what can we do to make sure that we are living the best version of ourselves?
Well, like we talked about before, if you are following your passion, if you're doing things that excite you, and, I talk to people, too, about raising their own vibration, because the higher your vibration is, the more you're going to also help raise the vibration around you. So it's, we, like I said, really think that we're selfish in practicing self-care. In this culture, that's what we get taught, that self-care is selfish. But really, it's the ultimate giving, to take care of yourself. because the higher your vibration is, the higher the vibration is going to be around you, and the better people are going to feel around you. And that's going to echo out, because you make them feel better, they make someone else feel better, they make someone else feel better, and it just continues in this beautiful circle. But, if you're if you're not doing that, and you're just forcing yourself to be working all the time or doing things that you don't love, you're keeping your vibration low, and then you're affecting others in a negative way. So the more you can do to make yourself feel good, life is going to be, and the better the lives around you are going to be as well. And, that can be as complicated as actually following through and living your purpose and, really following through with the things that excite you. But it can also be as simple as getting out in nature or dancing around in your living room or belting out a song at the top of your lungs or, going and getting some energy work. It doesn't matter. Whatever you enjoy doing or having done is going to raise your vibration a little bit more. And we can use our intention to do that. There's all sorts of cool things that you can do to raise your vibration and allow that to ripple out to everyone else.
I love listening to Tony Robbins because he's always constantly talking about state, and I've seen him do it so many different times, not in person. I'd love to see him do it in person, but I've heard him on video and on audio tape many times talk about how difficult it is to you put your body in a very depressed-looking state and then say things happy and positive, and vice versa, how hard it is to stand up and jump up and down and be all excited and then try to say negative and sad, depressing things. So what I'm going to really literally encourage everybody to do right now, wherever you're at, unless you're driving a car, and in that case, clap your hands or something, but everybody else, get up, move even just a little bit, move your body, get your energy going. My wife sometimes will laugh at me because I will move my hands a lot. I'm here on the radio right now, and none of you can see me, and I'm moving my hands and talking with my hands to you guys. And part of the reason why I do that is because I want to keep my energy level up so that the show's interesting. I don't want you to be like, well, yeah, I listened to that Steve Kidd, and man, about 10 minutes, and it was just a snooze, So get up, move around.
While you're talking about that, I'm feeling the energy of the show pick up. Like I'm just feeling the vibration lift as you're doing that, and it's making me feel giddiness. So it's so effective, and it's such a simple thing, but we don't think about it. But it's incredible how much just moving your body around can raise a vibration, how much saying positive things can raise a vibration. So it's ridiculously simple, but very, very effective.
Absolutely. The buzz term these days is mantra, and of course coming from a church background, I know a lot of people that really don't like that word, but whatever positive encouragement, create your own cheer, whatever phrase is going to work for you, you need to come up with both actions, like we just talked about a second ago, but also words that you can say to you that tell you how special you are. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, you know what, you're really looking good today. I mean, come on, ladies, let's be honest. When you look in the mirror, you do a really good job of critiquing all of the things that you don't like about you today. As I was getting ready to take my daughter to school this morning, she went through a whole list of all the things that were wrong with her face and her makeup today. So let's minimize that a little bit more, and let's maximize the times that we look and we go, hey, you know what, you're having a really good hair day today. Maybe nobody else will notice, but what if you start noticing the good parts about you to you?
That's awesome.
So,
I love it.
Yeah. So, April, I know by this point,
Go ahead.
People are excited. They're up. They want to do something. They specifically are like, okay, great, I want to live a fulfilled life. How do I do that? So I know that you work with people, especially coaches, helping them fill their tank back up. What could somebody who wants to work further with you do to be able to get some info from you, read your book, do work with you? What could they do?
Sure. So my book is available on Amazon and Nook and iTunes. Yeah, all three. So the book is called Essence, Ending Emptiness, Finding Fulfillment. And it comes with all kinds of great digital materials as well. So, it's a book, but also there's all these guided meditations and activation meditations and a whole class on how to use your busy mind while you're meditating. Rather than trying to quiet it, you actually use it to your advantage. So that's a really cool, awesome bonus with the book. And, of course, it is all about, finding fulfillment and covering a lot of the things that we talked about today in way more depth. And also, I have a couple of different websites for different people depending on what's going on with you in your life. So I have fillingyourcup.com if you're looking for emotional fulfillment and just regular everyday life coaching. And then I also have thehealerofhealers.com. And that is for, all you intuitive coaches and healers and nurturers out there who are constantly giving and giving and giving and giving and need to receive. And, what I do there is work with people on boosting their abilities and creating their own fulfillment and also getting rid of any blockages that are holding you back. So if you've got any kind of lack or fear or any kind of programs in there sort of holding you back, we work on those too. So those are the major ways that you can kind of get in touch and check out what it is that I offer.
fillingyourcup.com and thehealerofhealers.com. I encourage you both to check to check those out. And April, if you'll send those to me, I'll actually post them up on this episode of the website so that people can click on a link and not even have to remember how to spell those words.
Awesome. Perfect. And,
so we'd like to end things up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to, put out there, just be willing to evolve. Don't let yourself get stuck in a rut. The world is changing very quickly, and so you will also need to change quickly, and your purpose will shift too. So, just keep rolling with it.
That's very good advice, and it leads us perfectly into what I was just going to ask you. What are a couple of things that a person could do right now, today, to begin to find the fulfillment and live a fulfilled life for themselves?
So, the beginning things are just not expecting a person or situation to fill you up, but figuring out how to do that for yourself. Continuing your evolution and your learning process, because there's a never-ending amount of new things to learn and try out there. We tend to kind of get stuck into one thing and just sort of stay on that track. But there is so much to learn and so much to experience. So just getting out there and doing whatever you can and bettering yourself on a regular basis. Surrounding yourself with others who are on the path to fulfillment and success or are already there. And just really taking good care of yourself. And remember that it's all about collaboration right now and not living from a vacuum. So, you can't do it all yourself anymore, and that's not what it's about anymore. It's about community. It's about serving others. It's about allowing yourself to receive service from others, and just developing as much connection and community as you possibly can. As far as an activity that I would suggest to create a level of healing and fulfillment for yourself is to do the stepping into your power meditation, where essentially what you do is you stand up and you plant your feet And you close your eyes and you picture in front of you this pillar of light that represents your power. And you take a step forward into that and say to yourself, I now step into my power. And you allow that to merge with your body and your energy and your brain. You breathe it in and you allow yourself to merge with it. And then you bring it with you everywhere you go. You walk around with that pillar of light. And, you know, a lot of people kind of want to do the superhero pose when they get into this because it does feel so powerful. And I know that when I first did this meditation myself, that I had some serious epiphanies happen over the next few days following that. So it's quite empowering. And actually, there's a free MP3 version of that available if you go to thehealerofhealers.com. That if you sign up for the mailing list there, it automatically sends you a link to that as a guided meditation. So you can do it over and over again with a lot of different things. You can step into your purpose. You can step into your power. You can step into your healing abilities, your intuitive abilities. Whatever it is that you really want to create or embark upon in your life, you can use that activity to step into that next level. So that's
really important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because Tony Robbins, again, says and has proven that your mind cannot distinguish between what you've actually done and what you vividly imagine. So when you close your eyes and you really truly visualize, you don't just go through the motion, just like, okay, I stood up and I pictured a ball of light in front of me and then I stepped in. I mean, I fall asleep just trying to say it that boringly, you know. You get up, get excited, get energized, really put yourself in that state where you're stepping into your purpose, into the best you can be. And then, like I said, your mind can't distinguish. Your mind doesn't know that you didn't actually physically step into, a sunbeam as opposed to being back in the shade. It has that same energizing quality that that jumping off of that last step, if you're bungee jumping or something has, when you finally take that leap, believe me, you've got some adrenaline going then,
Yeah,
and it's the same thing. It's the same thing mentally, is you got to take that leap of faith. So what are the number one things, April, that people can let go of today that aren't serving them?
All those old beliefs and all that stuff. God, everything in our culture that we've been taught to behave from is just so incredibly harmful. And it's really time now to move into new ways of thinking, new ways of seeing, new ways of doing. And I know, especially a lot of you being coaches, that you know this. You've got it. You understand that the way that we have all been taught to look at life and to look at our relationships is not healthy. And it's just as important for us to continue on that path and on that journey and recognizing that for ourselves as it is for us to go ahead and spout those platitudes to our clients and the world. So it's a constant journey for all of us, and that's the point. I think that a lot of people sort of strive for this enlightenment, this level of just knowing everything and not having to suffer and struggle anymore. But if you were no longer struggling with your stuff, you really wouldn't have the empathy to deal with your clients who are struggling with their stuff. You wouldn't have the new techniques that you're learning to help yourself that you can now share with your clients because they need it too. So we have to constantly be in a state of evolution and openness and shifting so that we can help others through that as well. That's quite a process.
As the old saying goes. Yeah.
Quite a circle.
As the old saying goes, green is growing and ripe is the first stage of rotting. Life is a journey that we go through to be able to not get to the end of it as quickly as we can, but to suck the marrow out of it, to have the fullest, richest, best life we can live, both today as well as through our whole life. April, I really appreciate you taking the time this morning with us to help people live right now, today, a more fulfilled life. Thank you so much for investing the time in all of us this morning.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. And
again, give us your 2 domain names just in case people want to get in contact with you.
Okay, sure. So one is fillingyourcup.com, and the other is thehealerofhealers.com. Oh, and you guys can feel free to friend me on Facebook, too. So it's facebook.com/AdamsApril. And I like to friend people as opposed to have them just follow me on business pages. It's way more intimate and fun that way. So.
All right. Well, thanks so much, April. Next week, I encourage you again to listen in. We've got exciting stuff happening all over the place. We've actually even got a special event coming up. Taryn is going to be our special guest, and she's going to talk to us about whether or not the food that you're physically eating may be the reason why you're not succeeding in what you're doing in life and business. And she's going to give you an opportunity, actually, to be able to call in and ask some questions. So check out the event on wehelpyouthrive.com and or facebook.com/Thrive Business Development to check out that. In the meantime, remember, you are uniquely brilliant. You were created for a purpose. The world needs you. We're here for you. We want to help you live your life every minute of every day as a thriving entrepreneur. Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to Thriving Entrepreneur today. If you want to get your question answered, send an email to questions@wehelpyouthrive.com. We look forward to you joining us again next time.
Are you ready to be a celebrity expert in your field? Are you your own best-kept secret? Do you have talents you want to share with the world? Are you ready to be seen as an authority? Do you have a message you need to share with the world? You know to your core you can help people if you could just reach them. Kathy and I want to help you share your unique brilliance with the world. Are you ready for this? How would you like to be recognized on top media outlets? What would becoming an Amazon bestseller do for your business? How many people could you inspire? And it doesn't take a lifetime. It doesn't take years. It doesn't take months. In fact, in just 60 minutes, you will become a celebrity expert in your field. In 30 days, you will be a best-selling author, and you will be seen on NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, Fox, and the Wall Street Journal. How does this work? Well, you'll be interviewed on our show, Thriving Entrepreneur, which will then be broadcast on Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, Stitcher, and many others, as well as promoted to a network that has a database of over 500,000 people. Your expert interview will be published in your very own book, which is guaranteed to hit best-selling author status on Amazon. Your name and the book title will appear in major media outlets, including ABC, NBC, Fox, CNN. We can guarantee that. Plus, as a bonus, you'll get a custom social media package to promote your book and an MP3 of your interview with 5 key tips on how you can repurpose the content for marketing and sales. Don't be the best-kept secret. Get ready to play an A game and be the authority in your field, go to WeHelpYouThrive.com and click on the authority package to get yours today.